Right, I'm going to do this in one shot because apparently going to all the effort of editing and adding little fancy bits is lost on most viewers and they don't really care about it. So, shouldn't be bothering with that from now on. It'll all be unscripted, straight through, warts and all, not giving a monkeys. And, look at this. RAM usage on the metal, Zorin OS Lite. That was the RAM usage before I was obviously recording the screen, so let's see what it is now. 863. So this is installed to metal. This is on a Toshiba Satellite C50 laptop from about 5 years ago. It's sub i3 with 4 gigs of RAM, as you see. Yeah, we're using about 800 really, if you ignore the buffered and cached. Which is what a lot of the system monitors actually show included in the full total, so you should never really go by what they say, go by what this says, or HTOP say. HTOP's not there, okay. Oh look, it insists that you do snap install HTOP. I don't think we'll be doing that. Let's do apps installs HTOP, shall we? I am not going to fucking put a snap on there. Thank you very much. You all know how I feel about snaps and flat packs and app images. And then just to make sure that it hasn't actually sent a proxy across so that we've got we think we're installing something else but we're actually installing a bloody snap. No, we haven't got any snaps. Right, let's go for HTOP then. I love the way it insists on a snap first time though. That's really nice of it. Now this is saying 943, which is a bit more closer to what other people have been reporting. And as you can see, the 943 probably includes the buffered and the cached. And if it's completely honest, it'll be giving us the reading for this stuff here. These two different colours are buffered and cached. This is the actual RAM that's being used, which is being reported here, because we're saying about a quarter. Now that's a quarter. That's not a quarter. In fact, we're using about half because a certain amount of the memory is being put aside for other software. So it doesn't really matter how much RAM is being used, and it's taken me 5 years to realise this, despite being told left, right and centre over the years. RAM's there to be used. And if the system takes up a lot of it, it's probably taking it up to preempt the usage that vital bits of software are going to be needing. So it's reserving it. It's not using it, it's reserving it. And as long as it gives the RAM back when it's needed by something else, it doesn't matter how much is used at idle. It's a complete fallacy. It's there to be used. And yeah, like I say, it's took me 5-6 years for this to sink in to my thick head. So you really shouldn't worry too much. As long as the machine runs fine and snappy and your programs run fine and snappy, who cares how much RAM's being used? That's what it's for. You know, you wouldn't have that much RAM in there if you didn't want to use it, would you? Anyway, we're looking at the Zorin Lite. So let's quit out of that. I just love that snap, the insistence on the snap. That's not good. That is not good. This is how I'm watermarking. I'm going to use my own blooming wallpaper on all my videos. So you might want to try something like this easy. That way at least it'll be recognisable as your video when it gets nicked. So this is installed on the metal. I rather like it, except for the insistence on snap, but that is the Ubuntu backend. Except on the insistence of Software Center, but that is just because, you know, this is, it's a GTK3 thing. This is on most Ubuntu based respins, unfortunately, because this is an absolute awful bit of kit. Rubbish, absolute rubbish. It cannot distinguish between snaps and debs. It just can't. You do a search for something. Right, somebody did GIMP. This is one that Easy tested it on. Now look, it comes up there twice. One that's installed and one that isn't, and of course a photo GIMP, whatever that is. So let's have a look at the one that's installed. Obviously we know it's not a snap, and the source is a PPA. It's the Zorin PPA. Alright, the other one that's not installed, Snap Store. Look at the size, 429.3 meg for a snap of GIMP. Honestly, what do you get when you get this, the PPA one? 16.5. I rest my case. I rest my case. Stick snaps up your jacksy. If you've got loads of space, loads of RAM, a really high power processor and SSDs coming out your ears, snaps are probably fine. But even then, it's a convoluted way of having your software. Seriously, loads of little satellite sandboxes all around your main install. No. Stick with the repos. You know where everything's come from. Yes, it's not probably as well tested, but at least it's from the distributor. No, do not like snaps. And I do not like software. I would never, ever, ever, never would I use this. Not ever. First thing I did when I installed this was I went to the terminal. I did the apt update and apt dist upgrade. So I made sure it was all up to date, and then I installed Synaptic. Which is all you really need. And it won't bring in snaps. And look, even such an old application as this picks up the theming. That's how well they've thought about the theming in Zorin OS. Oh, what the hell is this 4.1 kilobyte volume? Where did that come from? What the hell is that? What's this? Well, that's something interesting. Probably something to do with snaps. Just give us a minute, I'm going to log out and log back in. Right, so I logged out and I logged back in again, and that 4 whatever volume has gone. I've not inserted or removed any flash drives or anything like that. Let's see what's bringing it in. Take that. Okay. Let's open software once more. Oh, right then, well it ain't there. Let's do a search then. Let's go search for the GIMP again. Now, did you see something flash up there? Something flashed up there. There it is. What's this crap? What is this crap? So that's something to do with that awful software center. What even is it? Right, so we know where that came from anyway. It's that stupid software center. Thanks, GNOME guys. Alright, we've covered Zorin OS Lite not being light, but kind of ish, you know. Light is subjective, I guess. The theming, the roundy corners, very nice, very strange in XFCE to see roundy corners. Let's have a look at the window manager. If we change the window manager to something else, they look a bit odd when you've got a black background and a dark theme though. They look very scrappy. Alright, so let's go for Cocody, which should give you square corners, but doesn't. They've rounded the corners off. There's some kind of an overlay that is rounding the corners regardless. Yeah, it's just chopping the corners off regardless of what you choose to use. I'm happy using grey dark. I don't mind. I think it makes a change seeing rounded corners. It looks a bit softer, it looks a bit friendlier. But yeah, it'd be nice if they could actually carry that lighter grey pattern around the corner instead of just chopping it off, as you see there. Yeah, I like the dark themes. I don't like the white themes. They're too bright, they're dazzling. I've installed all the software that I would want to use. It's all on here. All my graphics stuff, all my multimedia stuff, as you see. I've even brought in Codlibet and Xfile, so LMMS, it's all there. The TV was on here, I think. And Cheese was already on here, but I ain't going to open that up because I'm an ugly bugger and you really don't want to see that. I quite like it. It's built on the 1804 base, which is good because it means the versions of the software are good and stable that it's going to bring in. I've seen various reviews of this. Some people absolutely hating on it, some people absolutely worshipping the ground it walks on. I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't think I could ever have it as a main one because it's sitting on that Ubuntu base again, and Ubuntu has never been stable for me, ever. Not even the LTSs. There's always been little niggles, little crash reports that keep showing up until you search on 1,000,001 forums and find out the way to tell it to stop reporting a problem that you've already fixed. Yeah, you know what we're talking about. Apport. I like it. I've always liked Zorin Lite. The main one has always been absolute bloatsville and payware, and I do not approve of that in any way, shape or form. But for the Lite free version, if you're going to use an Ubuntu and you don't want the GNOME shell and you like XFCE and you don't want to go to the lengths of retheming Ubuntu and you want a dark theme, this will give you all of that, and you're welcome to it. I'll stick with Debian. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ghosty out. Bye bye.